Hello everybody, my name is Alex from Ernest Alex Reads, and today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I have on my physical TBR. So in 2019, I gave myself the goal of reading all of the books that I acquired before January 2019, so all the books that I got previously, and I ended up completing that challenge, which I'm super proud of. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a physical TBR, because in 2019 and in the beginning of 2020, I have got some books. I have 19 books on my physical TBR, which doesn't sound huge. I know that there are people within the community that have like 200, 300 unread books and are okay with that, but I really want to keep the number down going forward. And I really want to prioritize these 19 books, so I thought I would make a video showcasing all of them and talking about how excited I am to read all of them. So I'm going to start with talking about the books that are part of series that I've started, and because I think that's the easiest place to start. I have both Blood and Ink Death by Cornelia Funke. I loved this series as a teenager, and I'm so excited now that I know German to be able to read them in the original language. I read Inkheart last year, and I have the two other books in the trilogy, and I'm excited to read these. Hopefully soon, sometime this year. They are very thick and in German. So this is a challenge for me. I also have Flame Castor and Shadow Castor by Senda Williams-Chima. These are the first two books in the Shattered Realm series. These books are, or this series is set after the Seven Realms series by Senda Williams-Chima, which I read in 2018 and absolutely adored. So I'm hoping to be able to get the other two books in this series and binge read this series as well. I'm obviously excited about all of these books, that's why I own them, but I feel like I'm gonna be saying that a lot. The next two books are part of the Scythe trilogy, I think that's what it's called, Thunderhead and The Toll. I read Scythe in 2018 and really enjoyed it, and I think I might reread it and then binge read the trilogy. Also on my shelf is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tony Adeyemi. I read Children of Blood and Bone a while ago at some point, right after it came out, I think. And I gave it a 3-star, I think. I think I was upset with a couple of plot points, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to continue in the series, because I have historically rated the first book in a series lower than the rest of books in series. So I'm hoping that I can read this soon and hopefully love it. Next up is my only other book in German on my physical TBR. This book is about two women, one in the US and one in Sweden, and they are like pen pals or something. And the woman in the US lives in Iowa, and the woman from Sweden ends up moving to Iowa, and there's a bookstore involved. I'm not exactly sure. And this book is translated into German. The original version was written in Swedish. So I'm excited about it because I love friendship and I love bookstores. So that basically means I'm gonna love this book. Did I do math right? I think so. Also on my shelf is Little and Lion by Brandy Colbert. I've heard a lot about this. I think it's gonna be really nice. It's about like a patchwork family. There is bi-rep and bipolar rep, I believe. Yeah, I've just heard a lot about this book on the internet, and I want to pick it up, so I own it, and I'm gonna read it. Another book that I have heard a lot about around the internet is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I love some good fake dating, so I am excited to pick this one up. I think it also delves into like familial expectations and like first generation American feelings and all of that jazz. I was in the US recently for Christmas and New Year's, and there I picked up Criers War by Nina Valera. This is a female fantasy romance. I think it's fantasy. The cover is absolutely amazing. I've heard great things about this and I am excited for it. Another book that I have been eyeing for a while is We Hunt the Flames. This is like a Arabian inspired fantasy. It has a trope that I have historically liked, which is like a woman dressing up as a man to get shit done. And I am excited about this, and the sequel is coming out soon, so I wanted to get to it and own it because I think this cover is beautiful. Another book that I picked up in the US, this is kind of like a book haul I guess as well, but I picked this up because it has a trope that I have also historically really enjoyed, which is like a band of characters thrown together becomes a found family, and there's like maybe a heist or some heist-like shenanigans going on. Basically that is There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. All I know about this book is that there's like a group of characters that are wildly different, but they have to work together. And like prophecy, I guess? I don't know. But I'm gonna find out when I read it. Another book that I have is The Brilliant Death by Amy Rose Capetta. This book I bought because I absolutely loved Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. I read that one last year. It was super lovely and queer and beautiful. Space, Arthurian legend, magnificentness. And this one is an Italian-inspired fantasy, and it's actually supposed to be like more queer. And I'm so excited. And the sequel came out, and it's a duology, and I like already feel like I love this book even though I haven't read it, but I'm gonna read it. Also a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time is Blanca Rosa by Anne-Marie McLemore. This book is a retelling of two fairy tales, but I don't know which two. I know that this focus is on sisterhood and just like generally sisters. I'm very excited for it, and I've been meaning to pick up a book by Anne-Marie McLemore for a very long time, and I'm excited. Then a book I picked up because I know that it has a aromantic and asexual lead is Tarnish Are the Stars by Rosie 4. That's why I picked it up. I'm excited for it. I like space, and I think it's going to be a fun ride. Also on my bookshelf is Samuel Johnson's Eternal Return by Martin Riker. This book is about somebody who dies and is a ghost, and the ghost is like transported into different bodies, and he's like trying to find his son, but he's a ghost in other people's bodies. I think it's going to be very interesting and probably weird. Then I have Middle England by Jonathan Cole. This book is set, I believe, between 2010 and 2018 in England, and follow a series of perspectives, and it's kind of just talking about the state of England. I think it's going to be really interesting, but in all transparency, I bought it because that cover. Then the second to last book on my physical TBR is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. All I know about this is it's like set in the future is grim, we know this, and there's like an alternative reality video game with lots of 80s references, I think, and something happens. And then the very last book on my physical TBR is Never Let Me Go. This book follows a group of children as they go to a school, like a boarding school in England, and it follows from their school days into their adulthood, I believe. So here we are at the end of the video. Those are my books on my Physical TBR. I'm very excited. If you have suggestions about where I want, like which book I should read first, please let me know. I always like talking about books. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and you're reading a wonderful book, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!